little bit.
I think the base is about to drop.
All right.
We'll never know, Wheat.
We'll never know, man.
We'll never
We're
know.
getting in this game. And this is going to be, of course, the final game of the day here on the gameplay stream. We'll be starting bright and early tomorrow, but not really bright and early unless you're in some other country. It's going to be around 1 o'clock, I think. We'll give you full details on that once we wrap up here. But Grubby, like you mentioned, being on such a cloud nine and adrenaline rush, you're really feeling it. That's one way to shut that down real quick right there.
Absolutely.
Especially when it seems like, hey, I've got a pretty big army. He just threw away a lot of roaches. I should probably be able to go on in here and get the job done. But,
right.
I mean, were you surprised that Violet held that off at the front? Because I thought for sure he was going to do major damage and it was just going to be a straight-up base
I did
trade.
too. I felt like that Grubby relied too much on that Warp Prism for reinforcements, that he thought he was going to be able to basically make that army unbeatable. But you saw Violet fighting a lot of forces in the back. I believe one group of Warpins of Stalkers was taken out against 12 or so roaches, so they didn't even deal that much damage. And then he tried to warp in once again when the cooldown was up, and then it got taken out as there were really no Lings left, and he warped in 2 more Zealots against a huge mass of roaches. So I think that was kind of the major reason why the attack didn't go all that well, but it's also just Violet prepared for it perfectly. He did not really commit to it fully until he knew he was going to win.
Yeah, and also I feel like, especially when you're Zerg and you can really split your units up, especially when you have a utility like the ability, there we see the Nexus first again, but when you have the ability to burrow, your opponent doesn't have those observers in place, you can split up your army like that and be pretty effective. Now, if your army gets caught off guard, which we did see a good portion of Violet's army do just that, it does appear, especially if you're the Protoss player, like I am ahead. This is going to be okay for me to move out of position and go in for a kill. But Violet really handled all of his armies quite well. And like you said, we needed like 8 picture-in-pictures for that one because there was literally things going on everywhere.
Exactly.
And I was surprised that the Immortal drop didn't do a lot more damage inside the main.
Well, I mean, to be honest, all that was there was drones. And if you just pull them, they have to start chipping away at the buildings when, at that point, it's really about the economy and not the tech.
Sure.
2 Immortals deal a lot of damage to, of course, buildings, but it's not going to be enough at that point to make it worthwhile. It was a good choice for Grubby to be able to do that, as it just makes your opponent have to multitask more. But, like I said, I felt like there was nothing really for those Immortals to deal damage to.
Wow, Violet really hiding that. The Link's just trying to chase him away. Might give Grubby some false information.
Right, he might be thinking, is my opponent about to 2-base roach all in on this map? Is that what's going on?
Is he going to put down another cannon? Or?
He's probably feeling a little bit confused right now, not seeing that.
Yeah, no, he doesn't really react at all. He is going to just throw down his Psy-Core. This probe is going to get taken out here, and we now have 2 gases up for Grubby as he starts to populate that expansion. But there's the +1, so he's not really deviating too much, and he's not doing anything expecting a giant influx of units quite yet. But we'll see exactly if that hiding that drone and getting that 3rd hatchery down will actually make a difference in this matchup.
Well, there's Speedy Gonzalez in the main of Grubby's base, so you can check out to see really whatever he wants. Doesn't have to see all that much, though. And we've even seen a 3rd Overlord make its way across the map because it doesn't take all that long now, and you can start sacrificing him so much to scout it. I honestly think that scouting is not going to be a problem anymore at all for Zerg. Look at that control.
Oh, wow. Grubby.
Grubby plays Warcraft 3, man.
Yeah, he does. That thing's a Blade Master right there. And actually, Violet was microing his Zerglings exactly how he needed to, but Grubby was right there on top of it. Of course, we marvel in the amazement of that, but at the same time, you just got to make sure that it doesn't really drop, your macro back home at all.
Yeah.
And he is going with a few more Warp Gate research. It's getting ready to complete, but the Robo is going down as well. So
see the effective EPM here, or actions per minute for both these players. Pretty even. I think that Violet's probably the faster player, but Grubby's more the precise player. Wow, he's actually up to 300 there, Wheat.
I thought you said E-P-N-M.
Well, I mean, that
isn't that
in
kind of
some
perfect
people's
for it?
minds, that actually might make sense.
Right, yeah.
Because that's all EPM actually is.
Now you're
It's the
never going to be
EPM.
able to say it without listening to that or hearing that ever again. So.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Roach Warren and the Evo Chamber going down here. Potentially, he could. And you know what? By by hiding that third, maybe is not necessarily thinking about a 2 base all in, but also like, well, if he hasn't gotten that third down, you know, maybe he's not going to be able to get that super early max. And here we go, all the gateways going down for Grubby. So is he going to go for something
7
aggressive?
gates.
It is. It is.
And he has started +1 armor, which definitely means we'll see an attack here.
Threw down another gateway too, man.
Oh, is he going to go for...
He's going to go with 8 gates.
Is he going to try to sentry? I think he might try to sentry the main here. If he can actually control these Zelnaga towers long enough so his opponent doesn't scout that, it'll be MCDRG all over again from the past MLG Spring Arena.
Yeah, and right now he is, well, he really needs to take that tower, but even more so, I think that Warp Prism's still going to make his way around. Is there anything inside his main that will help him to defend this at all? One Spine Crawler way away from the lair. But he's rallying his roaches into the main, which I actually love that. You know, so many people by habit just right outside the natural.
Well, the Overlord is about to spot it. Let's go into the view of Violet here. See if he notices that there's the Warp Prism. And that will not be able to do anything.
Oh my gosh, he's
going for it. I think he saw that Spore Crawler at the last second and does not feel comfortable with it. This attack for Grubby is... He tried to, like, basically turn it around, but there's just too many roaches here.
Yeah, and if he takes out the Stalkers, there he goes. No more sentries, so the force fields are done with. And that definitely did not go the way. And he's going to walk over and see, oh, the third is done here. Now he might be able to swing that Warp Prism around and try to go back into the main. But, gosh.
I think that's what he will most likely do here. If he sees it, though, he can get it back up on the high ground. That Spore Crawler, whether it's intended or not, is actually winning Violet the game.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really restricted on the areas he can go through. He knows that most of the army is here up front. I think he's going to counterattack off this. I mean, he's going to easily be able to pick this up. He's trying to keep those sentries alive. But again, the Zealots, they're not going to be able to do much against these roaches. And also some good force fields. Keep those roaches snuggled up against those Zealots. Actually, that helped out quite a bit.
Yeah.
But still not enough. I still don't feel like he's doing the damage that he needs to do.
For a second there, Violet was halfway across the map and then decided to pull back. I think he believed to be losing. Yeah, I think he thought he was going to lose that fight in the main and was a little bit worried. Had he had gone across the map, he would have been able to break this so easily. Maybe he had to fought through like maybe a couple force fields, but it would have been all fine.
I mean, the army that's actually over here doing, yeah, this is, I have a feeling, I mean, I feel like Violet can just go up, snipe any building he wants at that front wall. He's getting tunneling claws. It's not anywhere close to being done, but oh my gosh, this is going to be nasty.
Stefano all over again here. 162 of 192.
Yeah, I mean,
so many roaches.
He's going to easily be able to get whatever he wants. He's just going to go after the gateway first. But might as well go after that cannon. We'll get the forge as well. Oh, he's going to send the other roaches around the other side. And that's actually going to work out for him quite well if he gets a nice constricting attack here on his opponent. He's moving forward. Oh, this is going to be so bad for Grubby from the back. The roach is flanking.
Man. Well, that is, I mean,
Violet's
he's remaxing.
really good, man.
Yeah, he is remaxing here right away. With 22 more roaches in production, he's throwing these units away. The Immortals doing a lot with 9 kills, 5 kills. Grubby's going to try to re-wall as the Warp Prism's still active, canceling the 4th base. That's a lot of forces just streaming across the map, though.
Yeah, now, I don't know if it was smart to kind of set himself up to go back up that ramp, but if he attacks the front again, which it looks like is exactly what he's setting himself up to do. There he goes after that gateway, also bringing in units from the back. Really, really splitting Grubby's attention. There we see the gateway kill, not taken out. The forge is going to also go down. He's going to bring those roaches back up into the back yet again. And even though there is a third Immortal out here, these roaches continue to stack up.
Got the drop in over at the third, but I'm not sure if Grubby's going to be a hold on any longer. Down to 5 sentries, I think maybe 3 force fields remaining, as more and more units just streaming across the map here for Violet. He's going to be able to clean this up at home and possibly continue this attack.
Yeah, I mean, Grubby's actually doing a good job with the defense of this. You know, more roaches continue to stream across. Some damage was done at that third, but was it enough? I mean, we obviously still see a flux of units. The wall, third attempt, JP.
Well, maybe the third time's the charm here, but I don't really know. The supply is actually evening up. Grubby's Immortals are becoming superheroes with the amount of kills they have. 13, I believe 19 on one of them, and 11 on the other one.
Is there an observer over there?
Is
there an observer?
On the map? Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, there is
an
observer somewhere. He needs to attack before he unburrows those roaches, though. And there he goes. He attacks from the front, and at the same time, he's going to unburrow those roaches. He pulls the whole army out. They don't even realize what's happening. They're now starting to make their way back. Keep in mind, he could just go ahead and burrow it up, and that's exactly what he does. Getting back in a position. Here comes. Oh, he's going to go into the main. No cannons there either as well. Trying to get an observer out as quick as he can, but keep in mind, there are still those roaches at the front as well.
Yeah, and the observer pops out, but only for a second. As I don't even think Grubby saw those. The observer's still over at the natural. Meanwhile, the roaches are right in the mineral line, and let's see if they pop up. Keep our eyes on that. Meanwhile, the stops or the drops have been stopped. 140 HP. There's the pop up in the main from Violet. He is just starving the hell out of Grubby economically, denying the third, or at least attempting to, with his full army.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty low on health, and he did get another. Oh, he's going with a muted transition as well. I mean, he's done so much damage, he might as well. He will give up those roaches. The mutilous transition is certainly going to keep Grubby back at his base. Definitely going to be able to deny the third, but I mean, it's going to be relatively unopened too. It's a lot of ground to cover for the Protoss.
And he is starting +2 weapons. Armor and shields really come very, very important with these mutas, because it basically makes the glaives, as they bounce from unit to unit, that much weaker. But
you know, the other thing too is that, oh, go ahead, finish your thing.
Look at how many mutas are here, man. 16 mutas.
Yeah, 16. Now the army of Grubby is moving across the map. If the mutas get there and he pulls them back, that's basically game for Violet. I think you could see that he's got another set of units heading over on the east side of the map, and what he wants to do is try to fight, definitely combine. He's going to go in and just try to fight these stalkers 1-2. At the same time, he's going to attack the third as well, but those mutalists are going to have no problem with those stalkers inside the main.
The roaches, actually on move command, are getting demolished. These Immortals, man, they're having a field day with those roaches, but now the mutas are going to have a field day with those probes, devastating them. The glaives really coming very, very important there. No blink for Grubby.
Wow.
Only on +1 attack still. The mutas simply winning the game for Violet. The kill move, if you will, as he's been so far ahead here, putting so much damage into his opponent. Probe-wise, he's on 45 compared to the 79. Violet taking the entire southern portion of this map. But Grubby still has this army, but I mean, look, the main it's in shambles,
It is in shambles. There's also a very nasty potential Artosis pylon there with, like, I think 1 gateway, 2,
you mean
maybe 3.
control pylon?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I meant, too. Here comes yet another attack over to the third base, this time a swell of Zerglings. And keep in mind, remember the roaches, how much damage they did to that Nexus? Yeah, now it's going to go down, and that is a big, big problem for Grubby. I think
kind of mean, man. He's just like, you know, you've got these army, but you're not going to be able to mine. I'm just taking.
It is this really unique sort of almost aggressive, but it's like the shady, mean, like you said, aggressive style where you literally are like, I'm doing a ton of damage and I'm getting away before you can do it about it. And then you're mixing up, and that's how people say it's the only way that you can truly play Muta versus Protoss, is that you have to use your Mutas in conjunction with another force. Now, Grubby's doing exactly what basically the Zerg wants him to do, which is push out and give him free reign over his base. However, he doesn't have any spine crawlers set up anywhere. So, you know, I guess he's just going to say, well, if I take out your expansion and protect my main, I'm good to go. And there it is. GG. He's not even going to go for it.
And Grubby
Wow.
will be sent to the losers bracket. Violet's moving on. And let's take a look real quick at the bracket to see who Violet's going to be playing. He will go up against the ZVZ and Leenock. And
wow.
Violet's ZVZ is damn good. He might be able to beat
we could have an upper bracket double ZVZ round 3 between, well, I mean, right now it looks like DRG and Polt tied 1 game apiece.
Yeah.
That is currently going on in the main stage right now, but it could be DRG Symbol. Will definitely be Leenock versus Violet.
Well, if it's actually 4 Zergs in round 3, I can't wait to see the Reddit post about how Zerg's overpowered.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to be like, look what Overlord Speed does to tournament brackets.
Ooh, Stefano MC, the rematch from that show match. Good Lord. Hart and Nori, Leenock versus Violet, and Symbol. I don't know who's winning DRG Polt, but those are some incredible round 3 matches.
Trying to see here. Yeah, interesting. How did...
What's up?
Sorry, I have to look at my... Okay. I'm thinking about my picks as well. So, guys, thanks for tuning in today of day 1 of the MLG Spring Arena number 2. Tune in tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be kicking things off with another set. We'll be going into round 3 tomorrow. Some players potentially could be eliminated from the competition, so you want to be keeping an eye on that. But so far, a great day here is 32 players really, really going at it here in the brackets. And we're going to be starting off tomorrow with round 1 of the loser bracket. So guys are going to be getting up. We're going to find out if your favorites are going to be going home.